You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments below. Be sure to smash that like button. Y'all know how we've been doing this ESPN. We've been looking at ESPN's doing their position rankings. You've probably seen this already today, but today they got to quarterbacks, and I won't bury the lead. They've got Joe Burrow as the 5th best quarterback in the NFL. And you might kind of shrug your shoulders and go, well, yeah, Matt, I mean, he's Joey B. He's Joe freaking Burrow. I mean, he's BDJ. I mean, all that stuff is true. But in many instances, we're always sort of going to be biased towards those that we love or respect the most. Right? It's just natural. We all think that the player, the coach, whatever that is associated with our team is always the best. It's just we're always going to lobby for that. It's funny how you probably couldn't have gotten a single LSU fan to say a nice thing about Brian Kelly before December. Well, now everyone's going to tout his record, and rightfully so. He's a great coach. I think he'll win championships here. I do. But with Burrow, his rookie season started off slow, was coming into his own, had the knee injury, and then obviously last year brought the Bengals to the Super Bowl. But the numbers for Burrow aren't what pops. It's the other things why people have him where he is on this list. For what it's worth, Aaron Rodgers, back-to-back MVPs, he's number one on the list. Patrick Mahomes, who's won a Super Bowl, played another, been to 4 straight AFC championship games. He's number 2 on the list, followed by Josh Allen, who's now a $200 million quarterback. The greatest of all time, Tom Brady, is 4 on the list. And then Joe Burrow. They got Burrow ahead of Stafford, who just won a Super Bowl, former number 1 overall pick. Burrow ahead of Justin Herbert, who they have 7 on the list, which is great respect for Justin Herbert, being that he's in the same class as Burrow. Russell Wilson at 8 on the list. He's a Hall of Famer. Deshaun Watson, who we know didn't play a year ago, but still is, among the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL today when healthy and right. And then 10 on the list is Dak. You've got Joe Burrow. Lamar Jackson's the league MVP. They got him as an honorable mention. Derek Carr after that. Kyler Murray, former number 1 overall pick as well. And the only other that received votes was Kirk Cousins. But the thing about Burrow that is the most sort of eye-popping when you look through this, and again, they polled anonymously coaches and general managers from around the NFL for their opinion on these players. It's how they ranked them. And one of the people polled gave the quote that is probably in this entire series of all the position rankings, the most pointed, the most impactful. This, as it's labeled, a veteran NFL offensive coach said, and I quote, "I hate to compare anybody to Tom Brady, but he might be the closest thing," meaning Burrow. What? Did he take 9 sacks in that playoff game against Tennessee? Didn't flinch. Hung in there. He's just got a toughness about him and the ability to think through the game. Again, that's not about touchdown, passes, passing yardage, records, anything like that, accuracy. It was the intangible. The other quote about Burrow that was so impressive, on plays where you have to hang in the pocket and you have to wait the extra split second to get the ball on time, knowing you'll probably take a hit, he'll stand in there and wait. And teammates love him for that, I promise you. Those are the types of things, when you're talking about the intangibles, that never fade. That's why it's okay to compare Joe Burrow now to some of the greats, because you don't worry about, well, what if he slows? What if the arm isn't as strong? What if the mobility isn't as good? Because the things they're talking about there are the intangibles. The intangibles never change. And if you have that, the skill set meshes with it, you're going to be great. And that's why Joe Burrow has been great at every level of football he's played. And that's why he's already great in the NFL. And it's understandable why you would have him where they have him on this list, even after 2 years, one of which was cut short by a devastating knee injury. Get that man some protection. I mean, look, we know they drafted offensive linemen. They traded for, or they signed Lyle Collins this year after he was cut by Dallas. I mean, you get Joe Burrow protection. You keep that dude upright. Look out. I mean, I've already told y'all I am dreading the Bengals coming to the Dome this year. I'm very much, as a Saints fan, not looking forward to that game at all because I think there's going to be a ton of LSU fans wearing Bengals gear cheering for Joey B. And I think you give Burrow and Chase and that whole offense another year together, they're going to be super dangerous. I mean, the Bengals would be my pick in the AFC this year. I mean, I don't know why I would go any other direction. It's probably going to be that way for a while, too. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.